Acquiring a business? BizNexus simplifies it. Access thousands of updated opportunities in our DIY marketplace or supercharge team sourcing with OmniSource, your all-in-one platform for on-market, off-market, and coming-soon deals. Scale smarter today. Learn more or book a demo at www.biznexus.com.
Disclaimer from the always present legal team. Podcast conversations don't necessarily reflect the views of BizNexus Incorporated. Everything you hear is informational news and updates from around the industry. We're not recommending any investments. We're not offering any investment advice. Be sure to do your own homework.
All right, so today we're diving into something that I think a lot of companies struggle with, and that's, when is the right time to bring in a corporate development leader?
Yeah.
We've all heard of this role, but, when is it right for your business?
Right.
And we're really lucky today to be drawing from some great insights from Charles Aris Executive Search.
Yeah, they're a fantastic resource.
Yeah, they're really the experts in this area, particularly when we're talking about the lower middle market.
Right.
So, there's companies that are kind of in that sweet spot of like 50 to 500 million in revenue.
Yeah, that's a really interesting space because they're kind of at this inflection point where they've got some good momentum, but they're really trying to figure out, okay, how do we take that next step?
Right. So how do we get to that next level?
Exactly. And that's where the corporate development leader can really come in and be a game changer. But as Charles Aris points out, timing is everything.
It's got to be the right time.
It's got to be the right time.
So what I think is really interesting from looking at their research is they're not just talking about like when you need to hire somebody. It's almost like when you need to level up your leadership.
Yeah, it's really about understanding where you are on your growth journey.
Right. And
then saying, okay, what's the leadership that we need to get to that next level?
So it's not just like, oh, we need somebody to come in and do deals.
Right.
It's more nuanced than that.
It's about strategically aligning your leadership with your growth objectives.
So walk me through that a little bit.
Sure. So let's say, for example, you're a lower middle market company.
Okay.
And you're aiming for some pretty aggressive expansion through acquisitions.
Right.
You're looking to really grow inorganically. Now, in that situation, you need someone at the helm who has deep M&A expertise.
Right. Someone who's actually done this before.
Exactly. Someone who can not just talk the talk, but walk the walk.
Right. Like they can see the deal.
Yeah.
They can get it across the finish line.
Yeah. They can structure it. They can negotiate it. They can manage the integration afterwards.
Right. Right.
All of that. And that's a very different skill set than someone who's maybe really good at managing internal growth.
Right. So you're saying it's not just growth. It's like, what kind of growth are you looking for?
Yeah, because if you're primarily focused on organic growth, then maybe a corporate development leader isn't the top priority at that moment.
Okay. So you might be able to hold off for a little bit.
Exactly. You might want to focus on other leadership roles first.
So what happens if you, jump the gun?
Yeah.
And you hire that person too early?
That's a great question.
I mean, that seems like it could backfire.
It definitely can.
In a few ways, right?
Yeah, and Charles Aris highlights a few of those risks. So first of all, you have the issue of resource allocation. If you bring in a seasoned corporate development leader too early, they might end up being underutilized.
Right, because there's nothing for them to do yet.
Exactly. The company might not be ready for complex transactions.
Right.
And that leader ends up spending their time on things that aren't really moving the needle.
Right.
And then that creates unnecessary overhead.
Yeah.
Right? You're paying for this high-level expertise that's not being fully leveraged.
Yeah, so you're essentially wasting money at that point.
Yeah. And it can actually stifle that leader's impact.
How so?
Well, they might get frustrated.
Yeah.
They might feel like they're not able to really make a difference.
Right.
And that can lead to them disengaging or even leaving the company.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's really about understanding where you are on your journey.
Yeah.
And matching that with the right leadership.
Exactly. And bringing in a corporate development leader is a big signal.
Oh, yeah.
It tells the market, it tells your investors, it tells your own team that you're committed to a more sophisticated approach to growth.
So it's almost like raising your flag and saying, we're ready.
Exactly. It's saying we're ready to play at a higher level.
It's interesting because, we're talking about the lower middle market here.
Yeah.
And those companies are in such a unique position.
Yeah, they're at this critical juncture.
Yeah, where they can really benefit from that kind of leadership.
Right, they're poised for a significant leap.
Yeah.
And the right leader can really be a catalyst.
So I'm starting to see why Charles Aris puts so much emphasis on this.
Yeah, it's not just about filling a role. It's about setting the stage for future success.
Right. It's about putting the right pieces in place at the right time.
Think of it this way.
Okay.
You wouldn't build a skyscraper.
Yeah.
On a foundation meant for a 2-story house.
No, you'd fall over.
Exactly. You need the right support structure
Yeah.
for the level of growth that you aspire to achieve.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
So to wrap things up, it really seems like timing is everything when it comes to this role.
Absolutely.
It's about knowing where you are on your growth journey, having clear objectives,
Yes.
and finding that leader who's the right fit for where you want to go.
Couldn't agree more. And as you consider your own company's trajectory,
Yeah.
here's a final thought for you.
Okay.
If you were to envision the ideal timing for bringing in a corporate development leader, what specific milestones or growth indicators would signal to you that it's the right moment?
Okay, so that's something to really think about.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.
It's been my pleasure.
And we'll see you next time.
See them. Bye. Bye.
Thinking of exiting your business or taking on a private equity partner to help you grow faster? BizNexus has you covered. Tap into our network of thousands of best-fit investors, acquirers, and proven M&A advisors, and we'll help you begin the relationship confidentially on your terms, your timeline. Learn more at biznexus.com.